I was helping clients apply for SNAP at one of our partner agencies, Christian Community Action, when a lady walked in. She was wearing a neck brace and moving pretty slow, and she had her 4-year-old daughter behind her. She sat down and explained that she had been in a car accident a few months ago. As a result, she had been undergoing a series of back surgeries. Because of her time in and out of the hospital, she was fired from her job, and she didn't qualify for unemployment. She explained to me that this was a completely new situation for her. You see, even as a single mother, she had always worked. She'd never received child support, and even when times were tough, she had never applied for government assistance. She had always managed to make it. She always found a way. She told me that she had gone through the little money she had saved up and was now completely broke. She watched as her cupboards became emptier and emptier until there was nothing left. She had no friends or family to lend her money or even spare some food. She was hopeless. But you know, as sad as her story was, it's not uncommon for us to hear those, unfortunately. We hear those types of stories all the time. What really caught my attention was her daughter. Besides being an adorable 4-year-old, I noticed that she was extremely quiet and well-behaved. Most of the children who come in with their parents are not quiet. Most of the children have been sitting in the waiting room long enough to become bored and agitated, and it's not uncommon for them to throw tantrums. But not her. She sat so quietly and contently at the desk. And I noticed that she was tearing out little pieces of paper and coloring them and arranging them ever so carefully. And after some time, curiosity got the best of me, and I asked, "What are you doing?" And in her meek, sweet little voice, she answered, "Making stuff." And I said, "Well, what are you making?" And without looking up, she said, "Sandwiches." And she put one together and handed it to her mom and said, "Here you go, Mommy." Then she looked at me and said, "Would you like a sandwich?" I was so moved that I could hardly say anything, but I looked at her and said, "I would love one, thank you." You see, I've become very accustomed to hearing heartbreaking stories, but this was particularly difficult for me to hear. I couldn't imagine what it must feel like as a parent to not be able to make your child a sandwich. To know that in your child's fantasy land of colors and paper, where they could make anything they wished for, they would make a sandwich. I finished my interview with a client and I gave her a SNAP card. And she came back a few days later to let me know that she had been approved, and she said, "You know, now I don't have to worry about where my next meal is coming from." She finally had hope. You know, every day we sit with people in need. Diabetics who can't afford to buy nutritious foods. Seniors whose Social Security checks are just enough to cover the rent and they have no money left for food. I've been in interviews where people's stomachs growl so loud that it embarrasses them. People who are sad, frustrated, angry, hopeless, depressed, and understandably so. No one applies for SNAP because their life is going exactly how they dreamed. But this is the great thing about SNAP. You know, as opposed to just giving them a box of food, we're able to give them a card and give them options. You see, they can take their children to the store and say, "What would you like to eat?" We're able to give them some dignity. So thank you so much for partnering with us to help our clients apply for SNAP. It's truly because of what you do that our clients know that an empty cupboard is not the end of the line. They have hope.